everyone, my name is Nadine Raghav, and today I'm going to be talking about euthanasia. So I'm going to be persuading people to vote against euthanasia. So euthanasia is the act of physician-assisted suicide is no more morally correct than any other form of killing. Euthanasia is a cost-effective way to treat terminally ill, but is it socially accepted or something that should be normalized? The growing concerns of legalizing euthanasia is morality, health insurance, and the autonomy of human life. Oregon is the only state that legalized euthanasia. Many of the facts that will be discussed will be based on the situation that have previously happened in the states of Oregon or Netherlands, where euthanasia is also legalized. The goal here is to encourage people to vote against euthanasia. Many patients who are sick, elderly, or poor feel of a moral pressure to go through euthanasia to reduce health care debt that will be left for the family. This is important because 85% of patients who will go through euthanasia are elderly. A patient in Oregon on a low socioeconomic area had cancer and decided instead of continuing treatment, putting her family through debt, she decided death would be a better option to prevent her family from going through debt. Okay, so health insurance. Corporations have influences whether an individual has access to treatment or OPT for a cost-effective death. So this targets vulnerable and poor communities. An anonymous Netherlands physician stated that insurance companies in states where assisted suicide is legal have refused to cover expenses, life-saving treatments for his patients, but have offered to help them end their lives instead. So many people believe autonomy of the patients should be respected. A person should have authority of their lives, yes, but should a physician aid in carrying out suicide? Physician responsibilities are to maintain the patients and the physician assistant are at complete odds with one another. Healthcare providers are obligated to enhance or restore the patients, but they do not have an obligation to act if their actions lead to a loss. According to the original Hippocratic Oath, a doctor says it states, "I will not give a lethal drug to anyone if I am asked. Now I will advise such as planned." Okay, so the best solution to prevent euthanasia is to have laws that only allow certain people in certain situations to be able to go through with physician-assisted suicide. This would prevent many people of taking advantage of the system, as only terminally ill patients will be able to go through physician-assisted suicide and will be conducted on a case-by-case basis. This will prevent the elderly from the need to commit suicide to relieve their family of debt. For example, if I'm an elderly patient that has HIV and the medications to control her disease is expensive, the patient won't be legally able to commit suicide to relieve her family from the burden. Health insurance companies will not be able to take away the option from patients of continuing or going through expensive treatments. For example, if a patient was sick, the insurance company will not be able to take away an expensive treatment choice for the patient. This will also prevent doctors from having to go through the burden of helping a patient who is not terminally ill commit suicide. For example, if euthanasia was legalized, a patient who was in Great Depression would have the option of going through euthanasia, and a doctor would not be able to deny his patient the right as it is with her power and the law. Legalizing euthanasia, even with regulations, is a worry to many people that it could end up easing and going down a slippery slope. The best way to prevent this actually regulating the law and making sure it does not go down a slippery slope. If my policy is adapted, it could lead to helping patients who are truly terminally ill and cannot withstand the pain anymore, but at the same time, it's not letting people take advantage of the law. So Overall, legalizing euthanasia can cause a lot of damage to people in the States, as many people could not take advantage of this law in low socioeconomic areas. So vote to prevent euthanasia, to prevent people from dying. When euthanasia is a bill to be passed, no. Education around you on my legalizing euthanasia is a bad idea. Basically explaining how people can take advantage of euthanasia and is not directly towards the terminally ill. Just remember, the act of physician assistant is no more morally correct than any other form of killing. So my references is the New Time England Journal of Medicine by Kelly A. and Morrison R., and Ethics and the Legalization of Physician-Assisted Suicide, an American College Physician Preposition paper, and the End of Life Option. Thank you so much.